start with an opening statement. We'll follow with questions.
All right, so we dodged the rain yesterday and got a chance to go outside last night and had an hour, as always, an hour ago and corrected the mistakes that we made against Nebraska. I thought it was really spirited. I thought our guys were excited about getting out there last night and correcting the things that we can correct. Did a little bit in North Texas, but really it's more about us, about the things we can do better as a coaching staff and as a program and players, and get ready for a good North Texas team. I mean, they've had 2 of their first 3 games have been on the road, which is hard to start that way. And then have a bye week to start the season, you know, so they start a week later. A lot of new faces in the offensive line, some of their defensive players, but they are active. They play hard. Coach McCartney does a great job. He's a tough, hard-nosed guy that believes in all the same things I do. I know their coordinators both fairly well, you know, Chris Kosh and Chico Canales, and very good coaches with great pedigree and have had lots of success. So it's going to be a real challenge here, challenge for our team to come back off the road after another emotional game and understand that this is a divisional opponent, a conference opponent, but a divisional opponent, which makes it doubly important because of the tiebreaker that's involved in it, winning your divisional game. So we're excited to come back and play in the Rock and in front of our fans and our families and continue to put our best foot forward and improve as the season goes along.
Questions?
Coach, some of the guys have taken to social media and stuff in the time since the Nebraska game, and they talk about how they can't wait to get back on the field, especially against the conference, like you said, divisional opponent. I mean, is that something that you're finding is different from the last couple of years, where the guys just are chomping at the bit to get back out there?
Well, I think the better you play individually and then collectively, the more excited you are about taking the field again and anticipating success. That's half of it. The fun is in winning. The fun is in making plays. The fun is being part of a team that enjoys being around each other in practices, and you can feel that with this team. And so that doesn't surprise me. More importantly, it'll be, are they that excited to get back here tomorrow? That's the most important thing. Saturday's a byproduct of what we do during the week. So I'll see that tomorrow and Wednesday and then Thursday and Friday and get ourselves ready for Saturday. But I know our guys are excited. We didn't start the game very well last week. We finished it a heck of a lot better. Our guys showed a lot of grit, a lot of resolve to continue to play. And so I think our guys are excited, understanding we have a good football team, understanding we still have 8 games to go, this week being the most important, and conference play, which is your goals. Your goals are to win the division, then win the conference. That's what our goals are, and they're all still there for us.
You mentioned being able to finish a game. What do you continue to learn and find out about your team when you see that grit and resolve late in the game?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, first of all, you have to have enough playmakers to make plays and be at your best when your best is needed, which I think we do have more of those guys, and we have more depth. We're as banged up now as we've been the previous 2 years. The difference is we have more players. We have more guys to go to than we've had in the past. So the only thing that's changed is we have more depth. And so, you know, I think what our players learned is that, you know, it's about playing good football. It's about doing the right things. When you're afforded an opportunity to make a play, make a play. And it's about the preparation during the week. We talked about that last week. You know, how many guys are willing to do what it takes during the week to prepare for Saturday? Everybody gets ready Friday and Saturday, but who's going to take care of their body? Who's going to get to bed at night? Who's going to fuel? Who's going to hydrate? Who's going to prepare? Who's going to study film? Who's going to take great notes? Are we going to do it better than North Texas does it this week? That's what it's all about. Do we do it better than they do it? That's what I think our team has done a great job of and are continuing to get better at.
Do you see the last game against Nebraska? Obviously, you played them previously. Do you see this past weekend as a gauge on your team's success through the year?
Oh, I don't. Every game's different. You know, you look week to week in college football. One week it's you can't believe that score, and you look back and that one it's you know, like I said last week, you know, one week Ohio State can beat an NFL team, and the next week they're upset at themselves and not sure. every opponent presents different aspects that you've got to be ready for. So I don't look at it any differently. There was a lot of things we did poorly against Nebraska, irrespective of the opponent. We held them to field goals. That gave us a chance, because at one point in the first half, it could have been a lot. They had 6 possessions, scored every time, held them to 5 field goals. So was I proud of our guys the way we played the second half? Yes. But we need to continue to get better as a football team, and irrespective of who you play, it's about us.
What turned it around against Nebraska after the slow start?
Well, the turnover probably did it. To come out the second half, a lot like the week before. The week before, we kicked back off to Texas State. Denarius Antoine and Brian Anderson make a stop on third down, get the ball back, go score. Okay, what happens this week? Denarius Antoine, pressure by Brian Anderson, good coverage by Elijah Parker. Pick, gets us down close, we get a score. Okay, relax a little bit. We've scored. Even though we really haven't done as well offensively, you look at the scoreboard, hey, it's 22-7. But then when it got to 22 points again, we scored again, got the onside kick. So there was, but really the turnover was the key, and then getting another turnover, and because it puts the excitement back in your team. We couldn't have started the game any more poorly. You go 3 and out on offense, take the ball, they score. Get down inside their territory, fumble. They kick a field goal. Get down there again. If you score a touchdown, it's 10-7. We don't. Then we miss a field goal. Everything was deflating in the games of emotion and excitement and feeling, hey, we can do this, and that turnover sparked that.
What was your emotion kind of going into the half, and maybe what did you say in the locker room to get them motivated again?
Not really anything. I mean, those are overrated. All I said to them was nothing's changed. I said, let's look at the positive side of it. I mean, with 6 opportunities, they kicked 5 field goals. You couldn't be in a better position. I mean, you could be, but not likely. So this is where we're at. Okay, what are we about? The things we talked about during the week. And I thought our guys continued to play. We played hard in the first half. We just didn't do it very well. So I thought our guys continued to battle. We did some things differently offensively. We got to maybe a little late in terms of throwing the ball a little bit more, but that happens. That's not the first or the last time that's going to happen, where you try to figure out how to attack or how to defend an opponent.
What does that game, the comeback, say about your team's character?
It says a lot about our guys. And I've addressed that before. I thought our guys did a great job of continuing to fight. And, with 10 or 11 minutes left in the game, you're down 8 points in the ball. We'd gotten our first stop. We'd gotten our first 3 and out. We got the ball back. Just didn't finish.
How do you stress the importance of fans showing up? Could they be the biggest difference in this game for you guys this week?
And I've addressed that about fans. The bottom line is that, if winning's important, and if it's important to show, a community, a school, that not only our football program, but Southern Miss is important, we need fans here. It gives us a better chance to win. You can make it harder on your opponents. So to me, when I'm passionate about something, I want everybody else to be passionate about it. I want them to understand how important that is for our players and me. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, this is my 3rd year. We got to win. So you don't think that's important? If winning's important to me and our team and our former players in this university, that I don't want people here to make it harder on an opponent? No, I want fans here to make it hard on North Texas, for them to operate and getting our guys going. I mean, no one's ever going to say that that fans aren't important, that they're not important to your team's success. They are. They're critical. And they're critical to our university.
Would you characterize yourself as more of a risk taker on special teams, or a gambler type mentality on special teams? I mean, onside kicks there's no fear there, it seems like, with you to try an onside kick.
Oh, I don't know. Do I think that certain opportunities present itself? Yes. I wouldn't say that I've changed dramatically in whether it's special teams or offensively or defensively. I would just say that certain situations have presented themselves week to week, and that'll be a week-to-week thing. So scoring dictates that. Who you're playing dictates that. What they do dictates that.
And to that end, talk about Xavier Thigpen and the play he made on that ball. I mean, he looked like a receiver out there.
Xavier did a lot of really good things. He had a sack. He had a batted ball on the time we needed to get the ball back on a 2nd down that put him in 3rd and long. He had a tackle on kickoff. He had the the onside kick. You know, Xavier's come a long way. He really has. He's got a world of ability, and he's only going to continue to get better.
I saw him door there. He had like the most, whatever the points were, 13 something.
Mm-hmm. Very productive, very active. You know, we've always thought he had it in him, and he's continued to improve, and only going to get better. You know, and I'm proud of him. It's a lot to do with Zach Woodfin. It's a lot to do with him.
You know, in the preseason, we and it might have been us, kind of made a quarterback battle after 440-something yards by Nick and a good game the week before. He's obviously cemented himself into the #1 spot here.
Well, Tyler's a good football player, so it was close, you know, but Nick won it over the course of time that we watched over the spring. Couldn't really watch him in the summer, but then in the fall camp. So Nick's done a great job, but it is a week-to-week, you know, I mean, season it is. Okay, you know, Nick played well the last 2 weeks. We got to play well this week. You don't carry over stats. It's not like we carry over and goes, oh, let's carry 200 yards. No, we got to play well this week. And Nick's done that. And, you know, he's earned that. And, you know, we're paid to make those decisions. And what we see, we have to go with. That's the bottom line. He's the best player, so he's playing.
Now, the fact that he's 5th in the nation in passing yards, what does that say about this offense as a whole?
Well, sometimes it, you know, I'd prefer to lead the nation in scoring. I don't think it matters, you know, passing or running. It says a lot about Nick, that Nick's accurate, he's tough, he understands where we want to go with the ball. We've got good perimeter players, we've protected him well. So that says a lot there. I'd rather be more balanced. Sometimes when you lead, both stats can be deceiving. If you're losing, you're going to accumulate more passing yards. If you're winning, you're going to accumulate more rushing yards because you're running the ball at the end of the game. Both stats can be deceiving. I think balance is the key to it, and we've tried to be balanced.
Where has he developed the most in his progression as a quarterback?
He's just gotten older. It's really nothing. He has all the same traits he had, you know, 2 years ago. It's just, you know, he was a true freshman. Then last year, you know, we played North Texas, and he played well against Middle Tennessee for the most part, and then gets hurt against Louisiana Tech. Never was the same. His foot was never the same, couldn't practice. So it's a matter of playing. You know, when you're constantly playing young players and players around him that are young, and your O-line not playing as well, it's hard to see all that. When you put it all together with a guy that's mentally tough, accurate, leads our team, gets us in the right plays, you get an O-line that's protecting him, you got skill guys making plays, it's not difficult. It's really not. We make it more difficult when guys around him don't play well, and when you're not experienced enough to have done the same concepts. We're not any different than we've been in a lot of ways, how we throw it and how we attack people. We're just doing it better.
Out of all the quarterbacks you've ever had, what makes him stand out from the rest?
Oh, I don't know if he stands out the rest. If you said what makes Nick different, I guess would be, you know, Nick loves playing football. Nick loves the watching film and studying and that part of it. He's like another coach on the field. So that's what makes him so fun to coach, because he gets it. He's as hard on himself as you are. There's very few times, every now and then we'll get on Nick, but you don't have to do that. He's already on himself. You watch him in the game. He misses a throw. You got to calm him down, you know, from relax. It's okay. You're going to miss the throw. I'm going to make a poor call. We're going to miss a block. We're going to miss a tackle. Go to the next play. The thing that matters most is the next play. We're human.
Now that the conference schedule is here, just one quick look back. You played a couple Power 5 teams. North Texas played Iowa. Throughout the conference, played a bunch of well-known, established programs. Is that just an individual thing, or is that something the conference stresses?
Well, I think every conference is stressing playing quality opponents. You know, when you, if you start with your network deals, they want you to play better opponents at home. That's one thing, is they want to play people at home. Why? Because you're not on the other networks. You're on our networks for our conference. And you want to see where you're at. You know, if you want to, you know, of the non-Power 5, one of those teams gets a January 1 bowl bid. Well, by quality opponent, right? Quality opponent. That was what people unjustly were on Marshall about last year, you know, when they were undefeated at one time. So obviously playing good people. The biggest thing we have to do as a conference, and a lot of teams have, and we have, is we got to get them to play here. and get them to play in our stadiums. It's much harder for them when they have to go on the road. So many times we have to go there, and it makes it even more difficult. So that's where it becomes, if you look at some of the other teams, I mean, Alabama, for instance, they're not playing any Power 5 outside of league on the road. They're playing a neutral site game, and then they're playing 3 games at home. Pretty good gig. And they're one of the best in the country. Look at what that's pretty good. I'd like to do that. Play a Power 5 in a neutral site, play 3 teams that we're supposed to beat. It's pretty good. We have a tough conference. We have a tough deal for our league having to go play in our league. So, but that's what you're fighting for, is to get them here in front of our crowd. We prove that we'll pack it. We get a quality opponent here, Mississippi State, we'll pack it and make it hard on an opponent.
Going back to the special teams, I guess, when you call the onside kicks and the fake punts and you score touchdowns on 4th and 4, does that confidence in calling those kinds of plays, does that rub off on the players?
Oh, I would hope so. I would hope they think that we have confidence in them. Obviously, times in the game dictate that. Seeing your guys perform and do it in practice, that adds confidence. You don't see it in practice, you're sure as heck not going to call it. And then that's the way it is. I think being able to go for it on 4th down and have success, and we've been okay there. We got a couple there, but we've missed some 4th and shorts too. I mean, we had Mississippi State. We had one this weekend. We had a 4th and 1. We've got to get better in those areas. I'm not for just saying, hey, if we're 50% on 4th downs. No, I want to get every one of them. I want to make every field goal. I want to get every fake punt. I want to get every onside kick. That's not realistic, but that's what I want to be. I want to be perfect. I don't want to have any penalties. I don't want to have turnovers. I think if you really strive for perfection, then you got a chance to be really, really, really special. If that's what everybody is trying to strive for, and then you work on it on a daily basis to have success at it. And what you see in practice, you can only go by, and then let's let it rip, man.
Real quick, the penalties where they're talking about 4 men in the backfield, is that just a case where one receiver's a little bit off the line?
No, it was ticky-tack, but that's the way it is. We alerted him Jomez wasn't up, and we should have just taken a timeout. But, we hadn't lined up any different than we had the whole game, and what the officials said to me was that, hey, when it's a fake, it can't be close. Well, we'd punted before, so we didn't do it well enough. I'll just put it that way. We didn't do it well enough. We needed to do it better because we were slightly in the backfield. But it didn't matter. We didn't complete the son of a gun. But like I said before, I'm more concerned of how we line up, not the fake punt. That has nothing to do with calls. It has to do with execution of it, Like I said previously, Cornell Armstrong got beat on a touchdown pass. He was in man coverage. That's going to happen. If he wasn't lined up right, that's bad coaching. If we didn't know what we were doing, that's bad coaching. If we're not lined up, if we don't know assignment and alignment and we don't execute, that's on us. That's on our team. But guys are going to make mistakes. Guys are going to get beat. Guys are going to miss a block. It's really about how we do it to start off with to give ourselves a chance. Because if you blow an assignment or you don't do things right, I don't care who you're playing, you're not going to have success. The other thing comes down to talent and being able to make plays.
With conference play right around the corner, I guess where do you find the balance between kind of building off what you've done the first 4 weeks and then kind of throwing 2 and 2 out the window saying, hey, it's a new season?
That's probably a good question in terms of the balance of it, but it's the next. I mean, you hear people, the one thing you have to avoid no matter what it is the ups and downs of what's around you and stay flatlined. And that is that, the sky is falling or you can beat anybody and we're back. There is no corner to be turned. There is no ship to be righted. That I don't know what that is, okay? It's about the next week. Do I think our guys are confident? Do I think we're further along than we've been the last 2 years? Yes. But the moment we get into everybody telling us, hey, we're back and all, we've won 2 games, okay? Or everybody telling you stink. Either way, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is, what do we think in our room right here and how we prepare for North Texas? That's it. The other 7 games we have left after that don't matter, and the 4 previous, other than correcting the mistakes, is what's important. But anything of that corner-turned, ship sailing, straightened up, I don't buy that. Here it is. It's the next game. It's North Texas. What do they do? How do we attack them? How do we give ourselves the best chance to win?